The recording process was a bit of a surprise because Aly and I, being Aries, have a very specific timeline as to how things will work out.
Yeah, we love to plan it out, and then it never is exactly how we planned it.
You know, we thought, okay, there's a due date here. It's probably going to be expected around that time, this child, maybe a little later.
Yeah, maybe a little later. And we knew that when we started, we had about 3 weeks up until it started to get to a point where I would probably not be available.
So we were like, we have this window.
So we were like, we're good. We've got 3 weeks. And then, of course, like, the universe is like, no. He came day 2, and my water broke at AJ's house, which is funny, in her guest bedroom. From that point on, it was just kind of like a whirlwind of getting back to our house, which was a good, like, you know, hour and a half drive away from AJ's place. Not going to the studio that day, although AJ continued to cut the band with our producer, Jonathan Wilson.
Yeah, so for the next week, I was in the studio with Jonathan and the band. Aly was on Zoom, and then every now and then the Zoom would, like, cut out, and I was like, I think she's
having
contractions. We've lost Aly. And she wanted to be involved so badly, but there were times where I was like, Aly, do not feel like you have to be on the camera right now.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry, we got this. Focus on giving birth.
So for like the next, like, 48 hours, basically, I was trying to kind of check in. And then
active labor hit.
Yeah, and then it was like, okay, active labor ended up happening, and then he was there, you know, within a matter of like 6 hours. I didn't check in.
No.
I was like, once the baby was there, I was like, we were in baby land.
Exactly.
For a week. And then
you trusted us.
And yeah, and I totally trusted you guys. And then I felt good and ready to finish the record. So we were crazy enough to just transport him and all of the things we needed to the house that we had rented in Topanga Canyon where you were staying. We just continued on with the rest of the recording. And we started doing vocals.
And we all lived together in this sweet little house in Topanga Canyon with a newborn.
Yeah.
And all the dogs. It was like heaven. Like, I'll never forget it. Like, it's the sweetest time in life.
And
Aly would breastfeed in the studio
while
recording.
I would just feed him in the studio. Sometimes while I was cutting vocals, if he was quiet enough. He was sleeping a lot throughout the day, so we would just kind of pass him around. It would be like... Jonathan would be holding him 1 minute, AJ, Steven. I mean...
At that point, his headphones were bigger than his head.
Oh, yeah. The fact that he was around music the first week of his life is so cool. And I think is a really beautiful memory that we can share with him. And hopefully kind of stays in his little spirit as he gets older. Because he's also going to be a little road dog, too, being on tour. So, that whole first month in general was just really magical and a dream. Yeah.